Gemini, yeah, one queen, two sides, one mate, who side, yeah, whole time, you a whole vibe, we can both shine, my Gemini, ride.
What up, y'all? It's Myricia La'Rease, and I'm back for another new video. Come on in, have a seat. We're gonna kick it and talk for a little bit. Today we talking about interlocking versus palm rolling or retwisting. I've been trying to do some research on like what other terms y'all are using. Palm rolling / retwisting seems to be like the biggest one. That's the one I'm most familiar with. So if you have locks or know somebody with locks or know anything about locks, and you know that then you know that there are multiple different methods you can use to achieve the lock style. If you know of any other methods and I just ain't heard of them yet, leave them down in the comments below. I would love to hear. For me, I've always chosen to retwist / palm roll. You know, this thing like this. Today's August 5th, so we are officially 25 days away from my 1 year lock anniversary, you know. And the only method that I've ever used to retwist my hair is palm rolling. I've started a handful of people's locks in the past, and even on the clients that I work with today, I still use palm rolling. To me, palm rolling is like the easiest and the quickest method to retighten and retwist and like refresh, but it's all up to you inevitably. Like it's your preference, what you want to sit through, what you feel like doing, how much you want to spend, you know what I'm saying, that kind of thing. So I didn't number them, I have no like list or anything, I'm just going off the top of my head as far as why I chose personally, or why I personally like retwisting versus interlocking. Reason number one, I guess the biggest one for me, was the time. The reason and the whole, well, I won't say the whole reason that I chose to lock my hair, but one of the biggest reasons of me deciding to lock up was because I was tired of dealing with my loose natural hair. I didn't want to have to put too much effort into doing my hair as often as I was doing it. So with locks, if you know any style of locks that you have, they're just a lot less to deal with in general. To me, palm rolling is the quickest. I can retwist my own hair in an hour or less. That's including the wash. And it's really, really simple. Like the whole process is literally just you wrapping loose hair around the lock and then locking it in, and then you're done. Like interlocking, if you don't know or if you've never seen the process done, I'll try to, yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll find a little clip and I'll put it somewhere over here so that you can see literally how interlocking is done. What they do is they use a little tool. It's you threading the end of your lock through the base, so kind of like looping it. I'll make sure y'all can see what I'm talking about. They take this little tool and they loop the end of your lock through the root. You know, there's the 2-point rotation, the 4-point rotation. I don't know the specifics, but as far as I know, that's the way that it's done. And the idea is to literally just tighten your roots. Somebody that I know compared it to like almost braiding your roots, if that makes sense. Like with the 4-point rotation, I know you go up and under and then you have to go over, and I don't know, you just can't go in the same direction. And if you do, or if it's done improperly, you can really risk like ruining the whole integrity of your locks. You can thin out the roots of your locks. You can, if your hair is tightened too tight, it could just, I don't know, tension causes a lot of problems. That's one of the main reasons I chose not to interlock, or why I don't interlock. Another reason I'm choosing palm rolling over interlocking is for the look, the overall look. So you can't always tell, but me personally, I feel like because I've done locks and I've been doing locks for a while, I feel like I can kind of tell the difference between a palm rolled lock, like even mature locks, I'm talking like long ones. I can tell the difference between a lock that was palm rolled for a number of months, and I can tell the difference between locks that were interlocked. You know, it's not a drastic difference, but again, let me see if I can put up some pictures, like a, you know, comparison. Interlocks, is that what they're called? Locks that are interlocked? Interlocks, and then palm rolled locks. They look different to me, and I knew that I wanted thicker locks. My hair strands are fine to begin with. I have a lot of strands, but they're fine. They're not as dense as, you know, some other people's might be. So palm rolling is just like a coil. So when you retighten or not retighten, that's interlocking. Okay, when you retwist at your roots, you're pretty much recoiling, putting the hair just exactly where it was before. You just, as long as you're retwisting in the same direction every time, it just kind of keeps going like this, right? It keeps going like this. Just like with interlocks, actually, in time, palm rolling, if you use the same technique over and over, your locks will end up uniform. They'll be the same, almost the same size and the same density all the way down, and they'll keep that cylinder kind of look. With interlocks though, to me they almost look like braid locks, like sister locks or brother locks. Most times interlocks are smaller, the lock itself, because it's been tightened and almost braided, it's more compact. I hope I'm explaining this right. With the palm rolling technique, or when you don't interlock, you give your hair a chance to expand on itself. Some people will look at this as a con too, but when you retwist and say you go and jump in somebody's pool or you sweat, your retwist, you risking the integrity of your retwist. You might, by the time you're done sweating, it'll probably look like you haven't even retwisted your hair at all. And I've been there. But that all goes back to your preference, you know what I'm saying? I'm okay with that because I know that I want my locks thicker in the long run, and I kind of like the messy look, so I'm okay with the idea of potentially sweating out my roots, because I know for that first like 2 weeks of me getting a retwist, I'm gonna just tie my hair or make sure that I don't jump in nobody's pool. You'll definitely have to try a little harder to maintain the look of your retwist and maintain your parts and make sure that you don't like either sweat it out or wash it out. Versus the interlocking, I know because it's tighter and your hair is woven in on itself, it makes it harder for you to sweat it out. And then the last real reason, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, is just because I didn't really have that much knowledge on interlocking when I first started out. Although it just kind of worked out that I like palm rolling, or I prefer palm rolling over interlocking now. But in the beginning, and when I was first starting to do hair my own and everybody else's, I was just like, I didn't know too much about interlocking. I didn't even think of it to be an option at the time. Somebody asked me over on Instagram, would I ever consider interlocking? And honestly, I don't think so. Interlocking, it's just, I hate to say it, and this is not to say that palm rolling or any other method of retwisting your locks is better than interlocking, but for me personally, it takes too long, it's too complicated. I don't think I could ever see it to be worth it. I will say though, with interlocking, if you do have a looser texture of hair and your hair just does not lock as quickly as you would like it to, interlocking is probably the best solution, simply because it's good for all hair types, all hair textures. You can literally create the look of your lock and build a really, really strong foundation. Same with palm rolling, but the whole thing is about preference. So, you know, I don't think I'll ever have to interlock, just because the foundation of my locks is already pretty solid. I don't have any issues with like hair growing out of a lock or me feeling like my roots just need to be tighter. I think the foundation that I've built with my locks from the beginning is pretty strong, and so for now at least, I'll say that I don't plan on ever interlocking. I feel like my locks do just fine with the palm rolling. So yeah, that's all I got. I wanted to let y'all know why I chose to palm roll instead of interlocking, just because I got some questions about it. So yeah, if you interlock instead of palm rolling, please leave some comments. I want to know like what the experience is about. I mean, I've watched a couple different YouTube videos, but it would be cool to hear from y'all and connect with y'all on that level. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe so you can see some more of me if you like it over here and you like being in my space, you feel me? Turn on your post notifications so you get notified every time I upload a new video. That way you get to see my name on your screen or on your computer or wherever you be watching your videos. All right, y'all, I hope y'all staying safe and having a good day, evening, or night, and I'll catch y'all in my next one. Bye.
But I am chasing a twin that would rather chase a career. It's love, I respect you, it's just can't accept what you say when you don't say what you does. And I ain't saying nor do I care who is there when I'm not. I'm just saying I truly care how you carry your heart.